Hello, Mr. Harvey. It's nice to have you here with us today. Well, as you know, the Association of European Schools of Planning is going to hold a meeting here in Ankara next month, in July this year. And this is going to be the 25th anniversary of the association. The motto of the meeting is planning to achieve and planning to avoid. Now that you are in Ankara for another event, for another occasion, I would like to hear what message you would like to give to the planners of the world, and especially to the European planners who are going to come to Ankara for this occasion.
Well, first I'd like to congratulate the Planning Association for being 25 years old. It's still youthful enough to imagine, I think, a very significant future, but I think the future for planners is, I think, problematic, but also a moment of intense opportunity. The world is now becoming a thoroughly urbanized place. We're now, if you like, entering into a phase of what might be called the end game of the urbanization of planet Earth, with hyper-rapid urbanization occurring in parts of the world like China, much of the Middle East, and even now very strongly occurring in Africa. And I think the situation now is one where there are three major problems that planners are going to have to address, and which will require a radical rethinking of how urbanization is working and what kinds of cities we're going to be living in the future. These three problems, as I see it, are first the problem of global impoverishment, global social inequality, global marginalization, disempowerment, lack of democratic institutions whereby the mass of the population can really be participants in the urbanization process. That is a general area of concern. If we take an issue such as poverty, we've been told again and again over the last 50 years that soon there will be an end to global poverty, and the primary means by which that end will be achieved is, of course, through liberating capital accumulation, liberating the free market and all the rest of it. And I think what we now should surely be able to understand that is not the path towards the elimination of global poverty. And I always go back to one of the fundamental propositions that I have always drawn from Marx's Capital, which is a free market system which is based on entrepreneurial initiative and is unregulated in any way, does not actually eliminate global poverty. What it does is to create vast disparities in income and wealth, and therefore we have to think about an alternative way of pursuing that goal of ending marginalization and global inequality and global poverty. The second major issue, I think, which is a very important one, is obviously the condition of environmental degradation and environmental issues. Those issues have become far more prominent over the last 30 or 40 years. And again, it's going to involve inspired dedication to rethinking what urbanization is about in order to actually reduce the consumption of fossil fuels, keep the land open in such a way as to maintain biodiversity, take care of threatened habitats and so on, and to try to come up with a way of living which is far less stressful in relationship to many environmental qualities. So we have to take care of the qualities of air, qualities of water, qualities of the land, and with urbanization sprawling as it currently is, it becomes almost impossible to do that without actually containing the urban processes in imaginative and I think environmentally fruitful and friendly ways. The third problem is one which is not generally discussed, but which to me is, I think, very important. Capitalism has always been about growth. The minimum adequate growth rate is generally thought to be something like 3%, but it's 3% compounding rate of growth. And when you think of 3% compounding rate of growth over the last 2 centuries and the position it's brought us to right now, and then you think about 3% compounding growth over the next 2 or 3 centuries, you clearly see that something has to be done about this growth complex in which we live in a capitalist society. So is there a way, in fact, then to pursue a zero growth economy which is socially just and environmentally beneficial? That should in fact be the long-term aim. And again, there's no way we could approach that without inspired ideas about new ways of urban living, new ways of coordinating both production and consumption in metropolitan areas, new ways of living without, again, putting stresses on on resources and the like. So those are the 3 areas, it seems to me, both the social inequality and impoverishment area, the environmental area, and then the question of what are we going to do as growth prospects actually run out on planet Earth? How are we going to accommodate? And in all of those areas, people who are working on what cities are about and how cities are going to be designed are going to play, it seems to me, a crucial role, provided we can raise our heads above the daily grind of, trying to find a place to put this facility in the city or do this with the traffic there, raise our heads above all of that and ask these macro questions and see if we can set up a set of planning institutions that can replan the urbanization of planet Earth in a rational zero growth mode. I wish you well in the conference. I think you'll have some very fruitful discussions, but my hope is that some of the discussions will proceed on these issues. Thank you and good luck.